Hey guys, welcome to Yin Yoga. Firstly, if you're new to the practice, I invite you to pause the video and grab a pillow or a blanket for cushioning. Secondly, throughout the practice, I'll be demonstrating the poses, and if you happen to look up and I'm out of the pose early, it's because I'm trying to speak clearly to you. So you just stay where you are, keep doing what you're doing, and wait until I give some type of verbal cue for you to exit the pose. All right, so let's go ahead and get started in a seated position. We'll come into butterfly pose or bound angle. So just bringing the soles of the feet together, toes are pointing forward, knees are falling to the sides, and you're allowing the outer hips to roll down towards the ground. Inhale to elevate the spine. And then as you exhale down towards the ground, you can place your palms facing up, or for a more active butterfly pose, you can press your feet together with your hands. So just go ahead and fold down, let the head get heavy. And in our Yin Yoga practice, we'll be holding each pose anywhere from 90 seconds to 3 minutes. The intention with Yin is to balance from our Yang lifestyle. Yang can be very active, very type A, busy, energetic, masculine. Whereas Yin is quite the exact opposite. It's slow, it's deep, it's calm, quiet. So in this butterfly pose, you're just finding this back body opening. Let the breath be gentle. Allow yourself from the get-go to fully give yourself permission to relax and indulge in this deep, restful practice of Yin. Go ahead and ease yourself up slowly. And staying where you are, just slide your feet out a little bit away from you, coming into diamond pose. It looks very similar to butterfly pose. So you're just going to slide your hands underneath your ankles and pull your heart through the shoulders as you inhale. And then as you exhale, just allow your whole upper body to cascade down over the legs, maybe bringing your forehead towards the soles of the feet. this seated diamond pose, we're moving out of the inner thighs and towards the outer hips. Periodically, you may hear sounds in your environment. Try to allow those sounds to be an opportunity for you to develop deeper focus and concentration in your Yin Yoga practice. From here, slowly, with ease, roll yourself back up. And then just go ahead and place your hands behind your sit bones, about a foot away from you, and take your feet to the width of your mat. And just let the knees begin to flow side to side, windshield wiping the legs back and forth. It's nice after some of these long, deeper holds to just get that energy flowing. Just kind of moves the energy around. And then from here, cross your ankles and bring your hands in front of you and transition into tabletop pose. Go ahead and curl your toes underneath you. I'm going to turn sideways here so you can see me. Go ahead and curl your toes under and lift your hips up into downward facing dog. Just letting your heart melt down between the arms. Find a softness in your downward dog. You can let your knees be as bent as you'd like. And then let's float the right leg off the floor and then landing in pigeon, sliding your right shin all the way up to the front edge of your yoga mat and squaring your hips to the front edge. So see here if you can send that left leg back. Then coming down, this would be a good opportunity if you're using a pillow or a blanket to place the pillow or blanket underneath your right thigh. If you're here, come on down to your own degree. In the Yin Yoga tradition, this pose is called Sleeping Swan. So, I'm going to turn. In Yin Yoga, there are 3 kind of tenets. So the first tenet is to find your edge. So as you're lying here in Sleeping Swan, can you find that boundary, that resistance to the stretch? It should never feel like a pain, but it's just finding that edge between too much and too little. That's the first one. The second tenet is to see how still you can be. It's almost as if the word yin and stillness were synonyms. They're one and the same. And you may need to readjust. That's totally cool. Just in general, you're trying to see how still you can get. So that's the second. And the third and the last final tenet is the element of time. So holding a pose for a minimum of 90 seconds. And in this pose, we're holding for 3 minutes or so. And at around 90 seconds, a phase change happens in the body where we move from stretching some of the more superficial muscles into stretching and affecting the deeper connective tissues. Now, power yoga, it only affects half of the body then, because all of the poses are held for a short amount of time. So Yin Yoga lets us access this whole other half of the body. Okay, so slowly coming out of sleeping swan, curling your back toes under, lift your knee off the ground, and then just press yourself back into a 3-legged dog. So our right leg is up in the air for 3-legged dog, and you're just going to bend your right knee and open up through that right hip as if your right hip was yawning. So stacking the hips and letting there be a big deep stretch through that right hip. And then resetting through downward facing dog. Float your left leg off the ground. And then landing in sleeping swan on the other side. So just adjusting yourself, sending that right leg long behind you, and taking the weight out of your left knee, and then folding forward to your own degree, and remembering that edge, find the edge. Once you've found that edge, look for the stillness. In the first minute that you hold these longer yin poses, we can say that the first 60 seconds are like the wiggle room, getting out all of your wiggles and adjustments, and looking for that stillness. Finding that element, or playing with that element of time. So can you maybe find a timeless space in your mind where you're not thinking about what time it is, you're only thinking about this one breath, this one sensation at a time. toes, the deeper you'll go. And the deeper you go, the deeper you heal. And the deeper you heal, of course, the better you feel. An unintentional rhyme. And so what this means is that our Yin Yoga practice teaches us a lot about patience. And that the more we try to control or push or force the things in our life that we don't have control over, it gives our nervous system a sort of rope burn. And this Yin Yoga practice shows us a roadmap for how to live our lives in a way that perhaps eases the amount of rope burn, the amount of resistance. So let us slowly come up and out of this sleeping swan. Curl your back toes under and press yourself into down facing dog, three-legged dog. So sending that left leg high, bending your left knee, and opening the hips up, stacking them to let that left hip almost feel like it's yawning. Big yawn through the left hip. And then coming back down, resetting in downward facing dog. Bend the knees, press the hips high. And then just relax the knees down towards the ground, coming into tabletop. From here, just walk yourself to the center of your mat and swing your legs out to the side. And then open your legs up wide for seated straddle. Here is another opportunity where you could use the pillow or blanket to elevate your sit bones. So if the back of your thighs are tight, it's a good modification. Toes and knees facing the ceiling. Take a breath in, reach the arms to the sky. And then on your exhale, just fold over and down to your own degree. You can rest your arms out in front of you. You can grab hold of your feet for a more active forward fold. And just remember looking for that edge. And trying to find some stillness. In this pose, we're stretching the inner thighs, adductors, hopefully opening us up for greater flexibility and mobility through the hips. Sometimes we get into these longer, deeper holds and stuff comes up. And sometimes this stuff is emotional. So it's helpful to have a mantra that you can use when you're finding that holding the pose is challenging. And this mantra that you can use is to let go. So as you inhale, you can repeat the word in your mind, let. And as you exhale, you can say the word in your mind, go. Try that. Let go. Like you're broadcasting this signal to every cell and every fiber in your being. Last few breaths here. And that's it for this one. Go ahead and ease your way all the way back up to a seated position. Bring your legs together. And sitting tall, just take a breath in as you reach your arms up towards the ceiling. And then exhale down over the legs to your own degree, coming into caterpillar pose or seated forward fold. In the Yin tradition, this is considered one of the 4 most important yoga poses, which is saying a lot because there are hundreds of yoga poses. Allow your head to be heavy. Again, using this first minute to get out all the wiggles and adjustments. You can hold on to your feet like me, or you can keep your hands at your sides, palms facing up. It's okay if the knees are also a little bit bent. It's a good spot to put a pillow underneath. And now just looking for that stillness. Allow your heels and calf muscles, the backs of your knees and hamstrings, your glutes, your spinal muscles, all the way up your whole back and your neck to relax and open up and stretch in a way that's truly executed with ease. At this point in your yoga practice, you might feel like you are in a whole different place than from where you started. Moving deeper and deeper into the inner caves of your mind, and deeper into the terrain and earth of your body. The beautiful thing is you don't have to make anything happen. You just have to allow for whatever is happening to happen. Let the entire intelligence and the wisdom of the Yin practice do what it knows how to do. Nice and easily come up all the way back to seated. If you feel ancient, like you're 100 years old, that's common right about now. You feel all that tenderness in the lower back maybe. You can lean back. We've been doing a lot of forward folding, so let's come on down now to our back. And roll over onto your stomach. Turn this way. And coming into Sphinx pose. So just place your arms on the ground, stack your shoulders underneath, stack your elbows underneath your shoulders, and then take a breath in as you press your hands down, pulling the skin of the hands towards you to guide your heart through the gateways of your upper arm bones. From here, press the tops of your feet into the floor and tuck the chin in. If it's comfortable for you, you can close your eyes if you haven't already. And for some of you, this might feel like enough. But for those of you who want to go into a deeper back bend, come into seal pose. So if so, I'm going to just pivoting on your elbows, bring your hands a little bit wider and walk them a little bit away from you. You're going to bring your elbows into a straighter position. And then for some, this might feel like too intense. So if you've never done Sphinx before, just choose the variation that best suits you. Remembering that Yin is more of an internal experience than an external experience. So if you never practice yoga with your eyes closed, Yin is definitely a safe space to try it. I'm sure you can guess what time it is. It's the pot banging time of day, where we honor all of our essential workers. So maybe taking this moment to send our love and gratitude for all the people on the front lines, since we have sounds with us now. Anytime you feel resistance, just using that internal affirmation, let go. Noticing that the moment you truly begin to let go, very often the stress or the anxiety around that moment against it dissolves and melts away. And if you've been in seal pose, you can come back down to your elbows for Sphinx. Take a breath in, and then lowering down all the way onto your stomach and rolling onto your back. From here, just draw your knees in towards your chest and grab hold of your shins, give them a squeeze, and take your arms out to a T. And then from here, just let both of your knees fall towards the right into a reclined twist. And then just guide both legs back up and towards the chest, and just do the same thing on the other side. First, bringing your arms out to a T, and then letting both knees fall all the way over to the left. And then just bring both knees back in towards the center, and then Shavasana time. So the ultimate Yin Yoga pose. Let your arms and legs spread out long, take up some space. And there's this great Zen saying, one who finds stillness, the whole universe surrenders. So that saying is definitely made for Yin Yoga. So just closing your eyes here, letting your Shavasana be like a disc defrag. Let your Shavasana be like hitting the save button on your Yin Yoga practice, so that when you go to bed tonight, your muscles remember everything they learned about letting go, and even deeper than your muscles, all of your connective tissues. Start to bring your awareness back into your body. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. And as you integrate back into the rest of your evening, or maybe your day, just bringing with you this serenity and calmness. And when things get busy or crazy or hectic, know that you have this sanctuary of yin within you that you can always come back to. So stay inspired, stay consistent, and I'll see you next time. Bye.